Hello, and welcome to another tier list. This time we're ranking the months of the year. I'm going to try and keep this one short, as always, because I know you don't want to spend 2 hours watching a tier list. Let's get right into it. We're going to be going in order, so starting with January. Okay, so January is winter. It's pretty much the coldest month of the year. I'm going to be ranking these based on the weather in the northern hemisphere where I live, because otherwise there's not really a point of ranking the months of the year. So sorry if you live in Australia, just like January is July for you or whatever. For me, January is the coldest month of the year, which isn't great. I'm going to put it in C tier. It doesn't really have any major holidays to save it from being there. Next up is February, which is also cold, probably the second coldest month of the year. But it does have Valentine's Day, which brings it probably up to B tier compared to January, because at least it has something. Next up, we have March, and you're going to see that most of these are not squares like January and February are. March is when we sort of transition from winter to spring, which always feels nice because you don't have to worry about winter anymore. You know that there's not going to be winter for another year, but it is still cold like winter. We also have St. Patrick's Day, which is like fun, I guess, but it's not big enough to change the tier that I'm going to put March in. So we are going to put March in B tier, slightly below February. Next is April, and I'm going to put April into A tier. Everyone knows that April is kind of rainy, but it's probably one of the months of the year with the best weather overall. So that's why I'm putting it there. Following April is May, which has even better weather, so it goes into S tier. Following May is June, and this is when it starts to get way too hot for my liking. June also notably has absolutely no holidays. I'm gonna put it down in C tier with January. It's basically the same problem but opposite, and I prefer cold to hot, so we're putting it at the bottom. July is basically the same problem as June, except that it has July 4th to save it a little bit, because I'm American. Um, so I think I'm gonna put it between February and March. August is probably my least favorite month of the year in terms of weather. We're putting it in D tier. September is when the weather starts to get a little bit less hot, but then it starts getting more cold, which isn't great either. So yeah, I'm gonna put September in B tier because it's basically the equivalent of March, but I prefer it to March. So October is one of my favorite months in terms of weather. I also just happen to really love Halloween. I'm going to put it in S tier. You can fight me about it in the comments. I'm still putting it below May, so at least you have that going for you if you hate it. November has Thanksgiving, which is pretty nice. Its weather is slightly colder than October, but I think overall it deserves to go in A tier, below April because the weather's not as good as April, but yeah. And then December is all about Christmas, which is fun and all, but it kind of gets too much, and the weather is not enough to save it. I'm going to put it down into C tier, above January and June. So that is my months of the year tier list. I hope you enjoyed. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.